Thanks everyone for coming along today. This session is an information session for the ANU Computing Internship Program. So I'll go through all the details of the program. It covers the course codes Comp 3820 for undergraduates and Comp 8830 for postgraduates. And this information session is particularly about the program for next semester, but if you're interested in applying in future, it's all good information to keep in mind. And I'm Penny Keebers. I'm the ANU internship convener, computing internship convener. So first of all, I would just like to acknowledge that we are gathering across the lands of the Ngunnawal and the Ngambri people, and to pay my respects to elders past and present. I would also like to say Happy International Women's Day to everybody. Hope you're thinking about the history of women in computing. So just a bit of an agenda for what I'm going to go through today. All of the details of the project, including types of hosts, types of projects, how the project works, what the timeline looks like, eligibility for the program, and key dates and what happens next if you'd like to apply. So first of all, what is the ANU Computing Internship Program? It's a really great opportunity to go out into the workplace, to bridge your educational experiences that you've had here at the ANU with your future careers, to get a taste for what working in the real world outside of the university is like, and to have an opportunity to apply your skills and knowledge to working on real world projects with real companies. We've got a lot of different companies to choose from. And one of the things that we offer is that these are hosts and projects that we find for you and that we help match you to. And most of all, it's a work integrated learning program. So it's about continuing to learn and to develop skills, but in a real work setting. So what we expect from you, when you go out, you're representatives of ANU, so we expect you to showcase the great students and skills that we have here at the ANU to make the most of the opportunity that you've been presented with, to be a good representative of ANU, and also to really take ownership of your project, to be self-directed and to be proactive. So these are a lot of the different hosts that we've had over the last few years of the program. You can see that there's quite a good variety of different types of companies. So we have some larger tech companies like Instacluster, and Trellis Data is actually growing quite large now as well. We've got Orion Health, which is another health-focused tech company. We've got some more environmental focused kind of growing tech startups and spin-offs like Envir AI, WinLab, the Plant Phenomics Facility. There's some kind of new smaller startups like Site Data and GoSource. And also we've got government agencies from the ACT government and also from the federal government. So places like the National Library or Transport Canberra or Access Canberra, those types of organizations. And there are some internal ANU hosts as well. So lots of different variety in terms of the hosts that you can potentially work with. So these are some examples of different projects. A lot of these projects are running this semester. So it gives you an idea of the different types of projects that you could be working on. So a lot of the projects, I know there's a lot of interest in machine learning and artificial intelligence and data analysis. And we have a lot of projects and a lot of hosts looking for students to work in those sorts of areas. And then we tend to have also a selection of more pure software engineering and software development type projects as well. And sometimes you can get kind of a combination of the two as well. The exact projects that we have and the exact hosts that we have each semester varies. It depends on the needs and interests of the different organizations, the capacity that they have to take on students. But you'll see those advertised before you apply to the program, so you can see if there's something that you're really interested in. But a lot of the hosts, when you go and talk to them, they can be quite flexible in terms of maybe the project they've offered isn't exactly what you're interested in or doesn't 100% match your skill sets. But a lot of the time they're open to negotiating different opportunities with students as well, which can be quite good. So in terms of the support network of the program, so we have kind of these three streams, which we think it makes the program quite successful. So there's the academic stream, which includes me as the program convener. We also have an academic coordinator and a tutor who support with the academic side of things, particularly around the weekly workshops and the assessment. It works as project-based assessment, which I'll talk a bit about in a minute. We have your support at the host organization. So you will have a dedicated technical supervisor who's able to provide you the support that you need in the specifics of your project. So you'll always be in a situation where you're the apprentice in these types of projects, rather than the expectation that you're coming in as the expert. And you've also got other colleagues in your host organization, which can be really good to sort of supporting you and helping you as you work on your project and becoming part of the organization. And then we also have mentors. So we have one-on-one mentoring sessions and group mentoring sessions throughout the semester to make sure that you're well supported, that you've got everything that you need, that any questions you have are being answered, that you understand what you need to do, so that you're never left sort of hanging throughout your program. So the key activities of the program, so it's 12 units in a single semester. So it's 20 hours per week of work that's associated with that. And 15 hours of that goes to the work for your host organization, which is on-site or remote or hybrid. And I'll talk about the different formats later as well. So 2 days a week, the bulk of your time goes to the project that you're working on for the host organization. And then there are the other 5 hours a week goes towards the other associated work with the program. So it goes towards your weekly academic workshops, which run from weeks 3 to 12. And this makes sure that you understand and that you've got support, particularly with your assessment. There's one-on-one mentoring and peer circles that happen throughout the semester, and your project-based assessment, which is what we really assess is your professional development and your professional skills and development of those throughout the semester, rather than we don't really assess the direct work product that you're creating for your organization. So this is what the timeline looks like. So you can see sort of the two streams. The professional stream includes your placement as well as the mentoring, and the academic stream includes your workshops and your assessment. So it runs from week 1 to 12 of the semester. All placements happen only during a single semester. Placements start in week 1, end in week 12. There's orientation that we provide in week 1 as well. Your academic workshops start in week 3. And then you can see you've got 2 one-on-one mentoring sessions. And this semester we're doing 4 mentoring circles throughout the semester, which is where you'll get in a small group of maybe 4 to 5 students with your mentor. And so you can discuss your projects and your progress, share any stories, ask any questions. And then, so the assessment is project-based assessment. So the first item is a statement of work, which is basically a proposal for the work that you're going to do for the rest of the semester. Then we have these feedback and reflection items. So we collect feedback from your supervisors, and then you can reflect on those to consider how you can develop as a professional. There's a poster and pitch that you do, which will go to the showcase, whether that's in a physical or virtual format, depending on where we're at that stage. And then the final item that you do is a work portfolio package. So this is where you create a mock job application with a CV, a cover letter, and you use your internship project as a portfolio piece. So really helping you translate and transition that into how you can move forwards next into your career. So post-COVID, we're very flexible with how these internships work. So they can be on-site projects based in Canberra. So on-site projects are only based in Canberra because you're likely studying other courses at the same time. Remote internships can be supported for students who are not in Canberra, kind of depending on the host organisation and the affordances of the projects that they're offering. And then some are very flexible, some take place in a hybrid format. It really kind of depends on the needs of the students and the hosts in the program at the time, but we try to be as flexible as possible. We know that everyone is in different situations at the moment. And we're starting to have hosts that are not based in Canberra as well, and that gives us some flexibility there too. So eligibility to apply. If you're an undergraduate student, you should be in your 3rd or 4th year of study. The prereqs are Comp 2100 and Comp 2120. If you are a master's student, you can take an internship as part of your MComp or the MMLCV, and you can see the prerequisites here for each of those programs. It's formally part of the MMLCV now, which is great. And so for everybody, the requirement is a minimum GPA of 5 across your previous courses. You need to have 12 units of space in one semester. As I said, it can only be taken in that format. You need to do that without overloading because the internship can be quite challenging, and we want to make sure that you're okay throughout the process. And you also need to consider whether it's going to fit with your planned major specializations that you need to complete for your degrees as well. So upcoming dates. So this is for semester 2 2022 enrollment. And so obviously that takes place between July and October this year. So at the moment, we've got a call out for host projects, and we're receiving project proposals from hosts at the moment. They're coming in until the end of the month, and then we'll advertise those towards the end of March. Then we'll open up student applications once you can see the full list of host projects. So our plan is to advertise the projects as they come in. So if you keep an eye on the webpage, which I will show you in a minute, you'll be able to see projects going up over the next few weeks. And then the student applications will be open for about a week. But if you keep an eye on, you'll sort of get an idea of the projects that you might be interested in applying for. I suggest that you apply for as many of the projects that you're interested in and that you're suited to. Don't just pick one that's your favorite and apply for that, because it can be very likely that you might miss out in that case. So I will send your CVs to all of the hosts that you apply to, as long as you meet their eligibility requirements. So some hosts require security checks or citizenship, or that you're based in Canberra. So those are kind of the key things that we're checking for eligibility there. So yeah, the more projects you apply for, the better chance that you have of getting interviews and then that you'll have an option to choose a project, or you'll be offered a project that you can take up next semester. And then the host will interview students towards the second half of April, and then you'll receive your offers in early May. So how to apply? The first step is to apply for your preferred projects. As I said, 29th of March to 5th of April. You'll see before that, you'll see projects going up on this website. So the KEX opportunities page. Last semester, we tried out having a separate eligibility check phase, but we've got rid of that now. So there's just one application that you put in, and then after that, we'll check your eligibility before we send your application out to hosts. So what you do when you apply for the program is that for each host, you'll need to identify which projects you're interested in, and you'll need to write a short summary pitching yourself for each of the hosts. So it's really important to make sure that if you're applying to 5 different hosts, you write something that's specific for each of them to address what they're looking for. So this is you addressing their selection criteria. So don't just write one common blurb that you copy and paste across them. You need to write something that sells you and your skills for each of those particular hosts, because they'll all be looking for something different. So the selection process will check your eligibility, will send applications to hosts. They will contact you directly for interviews and to make offers, and then you accept their offers. So you need to accept only one offer. You can't tell one host that you're going to accept their offer and then change your mind and take another offer. So you need to consider all of the offers and just choose the one, because it's really important for the overall process, but also the health of our relationships with these host organizations. And then after that, we'll go through the contracting and enrollment process, and our student employability team will help you through that. Thanks.